What is up, guys? It's your boy Phil Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here with our Week 10 team builder of LDL. We are going against the Rock City Tyrannotars in Coach Shizazu. If I got your name wrong, I do apologize. But if you guys don't know, we have not played Week 9 yet, so that's why you see that. So I don't know if we're basically do or die for playoffs, or we just need to win 2 more games, because after the loss to Zach, I have to win 3 games to make the playoffs. I do own it ahead. We are currently at this point of recording, sitting in 9th place, so we do still have a chance to make top 8, or is it top 6? I don't remember. I think it was top 6. We do have a chance to make top 6, but again, it's gonna be tooth and nail, man. It's gonna be tooth and nail for that spot. We literally have to win 3 matches. If we lose 1 game, it's literally win out or bust. And for Zach, he only needs to win 2 games to secure a playoff spot, because I think the team he took over kind of has head-to-heads he has over. So it's really coming down to that. But if you guys can be, I don't know if I said it or not, but if you guys are hyped, definitely leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to join Phil Shocker for because you'd be feeling with the king of the crew. So let's go and break down the Rock City Tyrannotars team. Throw their Gigantamax. They have got good old Caparaja. I love me some Caparaja. Then he's got Rhyperior, Corsola, Durlodon, and Reuniclus, which were both his Dynamax captains. Silvally, Lucario, Indeedee, Tyranitar, the mascot pick, Cofagrigus, and Arctovish. I definitely think Arctovish and Cofagrigus don't make that much sense versus my team, if I'm being completely honest. I really don't see them doing as much damage as they could. Tyranitar is very up in the air for me to whether he wants to do or not to bring it. Indeedee is something that could potentially come, but the problem with Indeedee is Psychic Surge benefits me more than it benefits him more in that sense of the case. But I definitely think it's a Pokemon I can see him potentially bringing. And then Caparaja, which is another fantastic mon that he can bring. The problem with Caparaja, there's so much of my team that's set up, so much of my team that cripples, and then so much of my team that kind of counters it one-on-one. So I just don't know. I don't know how he wants to handle it. I don't know. But these are the main 6 I expect him to bring. His Silvally type is very up in the air. I'm expecting a fully physically defensive or spit up defensive Silvally. I'm expecting probably mixed defensive / offensive adamant boosted Rhyperior. Fully physically defensive, probably some Spadef investment on Corsola. More of a kind of Spadef offensive Duraludon. I think Duraludon will be his main Dynamax mon. Really defensive Reuniclus, and then Lucario, which I feel like has to bring special instead of physical, because special is really better, especially when he's got a mon like Togekiss, which Togekiss kind of can just go in on his team if you really think about it. So definitely something to be looking out for that. So let's break down the team we're bringing this week. We are first off bringing back Lockjaw, our G-Max Dreadnought, which really puts in a lot of work this matchup. I know it's not the best that puts in the work, but it puts in the work versus this team. We're an 84 HP max attack, adamant, 172 in speed, and we're actually running fully offensive. Now, this is a really risky set, I do know, because basically a max move, a Focus Blast, actually kills me from full. So I do understand that and do realize that, but I can't see him running Focus Blast when Aura Spear is so much better. And we do live in Aura Spear and can take it out with a Max Quake, unless he's not Shook Berry or Focus Sash in that type of situation. We decided not to go with a Rock move because of the fact that, one, it would boost some of his defense mods and help his team a little bit more than my team would. And plus, I just think Rock Move was really not necessary for his team when he doesn't really have a Fire type on his team, which is something he could potentially think about bringing with Silvally if he really wants to, but that's, again, up to him totally. Making his debut, or her debut, however you like to say it, it is Verde, or Celebi, and I can bring Shiny Celebi without having to be a custom battle, thank you. We're running Celebi this week, and we got a really good set this week. We're running offensive, defensive Celebi this week. 196 in HP, 132 defense with a Calm Nature, 116 in special attack, 64 in defense. We are bringing in a very offensive, but also a defensive Celebi, like I said. Nasty Plot, Shuttle Ball, Giga Drain, Earth Power. It checks his team in his place. Natural Cure is so good, because Natural Cure actually lets me take away paralysis, toxics, and stuff like that I get away with. So that is something to be very mindful about that, and I really appreciate that set. Because Toxic could be something he could spam versus my team if he really wants to. But basically, I get a nasty plot up, and I can just start going to town on his team. I did not decide to speed creep for Lucario because I didn't really feel like I just needed to. I sped crept. I didn't have to put any speed because it outspeed the fully defensive Silvally, which was the main purpose of the set to be bulky. Giga Drain is my main way of reliable recovery along with leftovers, so it is a bit of a gamble and a risk, but I think it's a worthy set to go with nonetheless. Up next, coming back, we're bringing kind of like the same set, except we're really changing it up this week, and we're bringing really offensive. We're bringing Cobalion this week. We're running enough speed to outspeed the Lucario by 1 point, so if he is Scarf Lucario, he will reveal it to us. 114 HP, max attack, Magnet Rise, so that way the Rapier is no longer a check to me. Rapier should always be his main way to check Cobalion in any sort of regard, because Cobalion does never one shot and it always gets destroyed by a Rhyperior. So that's where Magnet Rise is there. Running close combat, Ironhead and Megahorn. Megahorn into Ironhead should in theory pick up the KO against the Reuniclus unless he is really max. And I wish my cat would stop stepping on my papers because he always does that. I don't know why he does that. He just does. But Cobalion can really put in some work against this team. We are running the Chopper Bear because this is my way to check, especially offensive Vacuum Wave or potential Scarfed special or physical call on Lucario. So Lucario, I don't think is that much of an issue with looking at this. My main answer to Cobalion, though, I do have a couple more answers in that. But this was my main priority way of wanting to take on his Lucario on 1v1s. Up next, we're bringing Skazzer, and we're bringing a really interesting set this week. It's not the item is probably the one thing that probably people question a little bit, which I can totally understand. But for the moveset, we're in Swords Dance, Aqua Tail, knockoff, Earthquake. I could have ran the Black Sludge, but I wanted Shuka Berry for the two main reasons. One, he doesn't have to always go for a fighting type move versus my team with Lucario. He can always freely click ground type moves unless he sees Rotom. Unless he sees Rotoms, it does force him in a way to click rock type fighting type moves. But in some series, he could click a rock type move once Rotom is down. So I want a backup contingency plan in case that happens. But basically, as a Sword Dance with this EV spread, I basically 1 to 2 shot everything on his team. When it comes to Corsa on a switch in, with some +2, knockoff into another knockoff should always kill. But again, I have to get that Swords Dance up. The mess, I was really debating on Lumberry. It was really for the longest time debating on Lumberry. Because Lumberry lets me take a hit from Corsola trying to burn me, and then I basically knock it back out with my knockoffs. But I think we're going to take a risk. I could always just really knock off into whatever he wanted to do, so there's that. But yeah, so hopefully this set really works out. We're bringing a really good set. I'm really hyped for this set, too. We're bringing Rotom Heat. It's lit with leftovers with Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Nasty Plot, Thunderbolt. And the main key, like I said, is that Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp cripping everything on his team is super good. With Hex, we basically destroy everything on his team. He does not have a safe Ghost Switch in. If he brings in DD, that is the one problem we're going to have with this set. But other than that, this thing just goes to town as a team. Max HP, 72 defense, 108 speed def with the Calm Nature, 76 in speed, which lets me outspeed a fully defensive Silvally. Because if he doesn't bring Silvally, he has no way of removing hazards, so that's something we have to be on the whereabouts of that. But Rotom Heat really can just go in and click buttons versus his team once we cripple things on his team as well. And making his debut for the season is Roger the Diggersby, at it with the Jolly Nature, Choice Scarf, enough speed to outspeed not only the Lucario if it is max speed, but to also guarantee outspeed a +1 Tyranitar if Tyranitar comes as a Jolly set. So basically we guarantee outspeed with this Scarf, a max speed Lucario, and +1 speeded max speed Tyranitar, which is a very cool in-stream sped. Running U-turn, Earthquake, knockoff, Superpower. Superpower is only right there if I want to Oko something. U-turn is really good for momentum. Knockoff is good for getting rid of items, and Earthquake is just super spammable versus his entire team. 76 HP, max attack, 36 in defense, 20 speed def for the bulk, just to go into the Pokemon. So we can maybe take a hit or two from his team. But that is going to be the team, guys. I'm feeling pretty confident we can pick up hopefully another win. I hope we pick up a win in LDL Week 9. Again, we have to pick up 3 of the 4 wins in order to make a playoff potential chance. and stuff like that. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for this amazing support so far. Until next time, guys, I'm Phil Struggling. I'll see you guys later. Peace.